It was a blistering afternoon at the station. Officers idled among towering piles of forms and low murmurs, while the sun blazed overhead like a relentless overseer. Routine hours blurred until an ordinary moment twisted into an incident destined to haunt the halls for weeks. Enforcer A, a self-styled arbiter of order with a history of harsh confrontations, roamed these streets with a chip on his shoulder and an appetite for asserting control. Yet beneath his swagger, a perilous miscalculation was about to shatter his world, and nothing would ever be the same. Cruising through a neighborhood foreign to his usual beat, Enforcer A's gaze roved over cracked sidewalks and shimmering heat waves. He wasn't chasing a criminal, merely hunting for any sign that someone dared disturb his dominion. Then, amid the urban haze, he spotted a solitary figure striding with deliberate grace, a man whose attire and demeanor radiated a refined significance far removed from the local milieu. The stranger's purposeful step stirred something in the officer, a mix of suspicion and a twisted pride in his authority. What secret narrative lay behind that assured pace? The tension in the air promised revelations yet to come. Without hesitation, Enforcer A halted his patrol, swung his car to the side, and marched toward the man with a swagger dripping in condescension. "Lost, are we?" he barked, eyes narrowing as if the stranger were an intruder on his turf. The man, undeterred, met his challenge with a disarming calm, replying simply, "I'm just walking." But to the officer, such nonchalance reeked of insolence. "Just walking? That's a poor excuse for straying into my zone," he sneered, stepping closer with a threatening edge. In that charged moment, his words sliced through the humid air, an ominous prelude to what was about to unfold. In a sudden burst of misguided authority, Enforcer A's fist shot forward, a clumsy, angry jab aimed squarely at the man's chest. It was a crude declaration of dominance, a flash of power meant to remind everyone who reigned here. Yet, the intended target moved with a disarming, almost surreal ease, sidestepping the blow as if it were a minor gust of wind. The man's reaction was not fury or shock, but a measured, almost amused scrutiny, as if he were inspecting an insignificant error in judgment. "What exactly are you trying to do?" he asked, his tone cool and laced with incredulity, leaving the officer to question the gravity of his own actions. Stunned into silence, Enforcer A faltered as the stranger's words settled heavily between them. What did you just say?" he stammered, his bravado melting into confusion. The man's gaze sharpened, and with a quiet firmness he declared, "I'm the new precinct commander, and you just swung at your superior." The revelation struck like a lightning bolt, each syllable etching a painful truth into the charged silence. In that suspended moment, the weight of authority in its fragile nature loomed ominously over the officer, hinting at a reckoning that had only just begun. A choked murmur escaped Enforcer A as the words sank in, "You're the captain?" The reality crashed over him like a tidal wave, leaving his pride in tatters and his future uncertain. The new captain's voice, unwavering and cool, continued with an ultimatum that brooked no argument. "I'm not some random passerby, and now you face a choice. Offer a genuine apology and start earning the respect you've so carelessly squandered, or persist in your arrogance and face consequences that will be far more than a bruised ego." His parting words vibrated in the thick air, a promise of trials yet to unfold. Flustered and reeling from the shock, Enforcer A managed a feeble, stuttering apology, his voice barely rising above a whisper. The captain, his expression unyielding and his stride resolute, turned and walked away, leaving behind an echo of authority that promised future reckonings. As his confident steps faded into the distance, the charged atmosphere pulsed with the promise of inevitable change. Left standing in a silence heavy with regret, Enforcer A's face betrayed a turmoil of shame and dawning self-realization. In one careless, explosive moment, his entire career had pivoted on a knife's edge, a stark lesson in the true meaning of respect and authority. The precinct, once a playground for unchecked power, would never recover its old rhythm. Instead, every whispered conversation and furtive glance would serve as a reminder that respect must be both earned and granted. And as the day faded into a brooding twilight, the promise of consequences loomed large, hinting that this was only the beginning of a profound transformation.